A small but very friendly group of archers marked the anniversary of the Battle of Philiphaugh on Sunday. Ettrick Forest Archers were formed last year as the historic silver arrow was returned to Selkirk. It seemed as they started the shoot that the safest place to be would be right in front of the targets, but they eventually got their eye in, and the satisfying thunk of the arrow landing where it should was heard more and more often. I spoke to club coach and former Scottish field archery champion Jim Stilley.
I've been doing bows and arrows for 40 odd years now, but up until last year it's the first time I ever shot a longbow. It's entirely different from anything else you're doing, and it's much more fun.
It looks it.
It is, it's great. You really enjoy yourself, whether you're hitting the target or not. You enjoy yourself.
It's a good friendly atmosphere at the club, I've
Very
noticed.
friendly atmosphere, and I really enjoy coaching people because you can tell within 20 minutes whether somebody's going to be an archer or no. There's an old saying that archers aren't made, archers are born.
Right.
Which means you've been an archer in a former life. So you take it quite readily, and it's quite easy to spot people who's going to be archers within, say, 20 minutes.
Jim said soldiers were no longer using longbows by the Battle of Philiphaugh.
Gunpowder took over from bows simply because it was easier to train somebody to shoot a musket.
Right.
You could train somebody within 3 days to shoot a musket. If you were shooting a long bow, you had to start at the age of 10 and practice every day, because the war bow was 140 to 180 pounds draw weight. We are shooting, the maximum we are shooting is 60 pounds.
And even that's quite hard to pull back.
That's why you had to start at 10-year-old and build your body up to shoot these bows. And a group of archers could have wiped out all the soldiers at Waterloo if they'd been trained properly. But the musket was very inaccurate in a very short range. But the archers could have stood out with the musket range and shot them to pieces. It was only until you got breech-loading rifles with rifled barrels that you started getting accuracy.
Alright,
But again, it comes down to training. 3 days, 4 days to train somebody to shoot a musket.
The enthusiasm of the members is infectious. This is club member Mick Cowan.
I can't resist it. I'm mad on the sport. I've snapped 4 bows, and I now still own 9 bows.
Is it quite an expensive sport to take up?
Not if you start off with something like the Ettrick Forest Archers, because initially the first 4 weeks you won't pay anything anyway, and you can use club equipment by simply paying £1 for a bow, and I think it's £1 for arrows. Eventually you would be expected to have your own equipment, but as a sport, no, it can be relatively inexpensive. The biggest outlay to begin with would be getting a bow. But you can pick them up from anywhere £60 through to how rich you are, really.
If the club was aiming for a relaxed and exceedingly friendly way to spend a Sunday afternoon, they've certainly hit the target. This is Kevin Janiak for the southernreporter.co.uk.